Oh, hi. This is Mudbum from twitch.tv/Mudbum, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Sorry about that, guys. Hi, this is Mudbum from twitch.tv/Mudbum, and you're listening to the Escape Pod cast. The show was recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. And remember, as Abraham Lincoln once said, if you're not clenching your cheeks, you're going to have a sore back for weeks. Take it away, boys.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
A new title update has hit the game.
It has changed the collection and the journey guide.
The numbers from Taliana have come in.
Have people fled the game over the road ahead, or are people just all talk?
GAC is back with more 3v3 action.
But is it all going to change next week with the release of the Executor?
We got the kit and dev insights to go over as well.
And we recap the interviews about it from around the community.
Storytime takes a look at Dengar this week.
And our special guest on the incoming transmission is Army Hutchings.
Fun fact about Hutch is that he is much more famous on Twitch than his numbers show, for now.
And of course, Patreon's Choice on the Bridge. Live viewers, get those channel points ready.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, the Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero partner. Oh, how are you this week?
I'm doing good. I won my first 3v3 match. That was exciting. It was it stood on the strength of ships. Once again, people underestimate, and I mean, this is going to go away, obviously, but they underestimate a Thrawn-led bounty hunter team. When you put all the bounty hunters on defense with Thrawn, especially the tanks coming in, and then you also put TIE Advanced and the TIE Bomber in, it's fun.
I tend to save them for mop up. I tend to save them as the mop up crew with Thrawn. I'll still put them with Thrawn, but I tend to use them as a mop up crew. So I'll use Malevolence and MILF for my first two battles, and normally that's good enough. If I have to mop up, then I use Thrawn and the Bounty Hunters. But,
Before we get into the meat of everything, Dr. Feelgood, 17 months subscribed. Dickie Darkside, 14 months subscribed. Cascade, 15 months subscribed. And Helenix just started a hype train by donating 200 bits.
Chew.
We will acknowledge every single thing that you guys do for the hype train at the end of this segment. But, see if you can get it to a level 5 hype train. It would mean the world to us. It helps fund it helps fund the show and also Neil's moving expenses. Am I right, Neil?
Yeah. my studio is very empty right now. Yes. It's really, really empty right now. There's just nothing here.
Yeah, I can see the sides.
Echo. It's just an echo. It's just nothing in here at all, except for a desk with two monitors on it. There's nothing behind me except my green screen. So, and microphone and everything's packed up, and I'm using these damn things, and now I know why I don't like earphones, because I get all sweaty around the ear. I hate these earphones. Oh, yeah. But yes,
All right.
so I had an even easier. My first round Grand Arena. Oh my god, like stupid easy. My opponent couldn't get past either of the front walls, and it wasn't that strong. And then I one shot everything.
I stumbled on something really stupid. But he stumbled on almost everything of mine. There was at least one hold in every single zone, including the back wall that had Jawas and Ewoks.
Yeah, my opponent was just it was embarrassing. My opponent, Nuke Dooku, 3 holds. 3 holds, Nuke Dooku. And it's not relicked. It's not relicked at all. We're talking Gear 11s. Gear 11s. And my Night Sisters held 3 times. My Shakti clones held 3 times. Get a load of this. Kira Stall team held twice. My opponent was the only other person in my bracket with a GL. They had a Relic 7 Ultimate Slacker. And they still couldn't clear the front. They saved it for offense. They still couldn't clear either of my front territory. And then I one-shot them. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm that good.
I have to acknowledge a bit donation that just came in. 5,000 bits.
5,000 biddies? Ooh.
From Big Country Mags. Almost getting us to level 5.
I might have to do that black label for. I might have to.
Yeah, I might be okay with you pulling out the black label for that.
I'm still, as soon as I finish the red label one, I'm moving over to the black label one. So yeah, that's for sure.
All right. So speaking of ships, I mean, since we're on the topic of ships anyway, let's go ahead and review the Executor.
Okay.
It just makes me think of the Pokemon Executor every single time I talk about it. Now, and then we'll also get into the Lord Vader requirements group 2. So, all right. The Executor is coming Monday. We know that. The developer insight came out, and here's the basics. While it has the Imperial tag, it's obviously primarily designed to lead a bounty hunter fleet. I'm paraphrasing, not quoting. It works well with Empire ships mixed in, but they're, of course, not as strong as the bounty hunters. Empire ships can be used to fill out the rest of the fleet if you don't have enough bounty hunters. Once again, advanced TIE bomber. Those are going to be my 2 of choice. Its kit interacts with Breach, which is one of the main mechanics for bounty hunter ships, especially now. We'll also get into the Slave 1 touch-up here. It relies on applying target lock as well for a mini bounty hunter contract, which also adds some synergy with Empire ships that utilize target lock. The Executor is absolutely massive, and the scale was a hurdle that they had to overcome when designing it. This is a quote from them. It was so big, the original model was clipping into the planets in the background of fleet battles.
Well, it is a big ship. It is a very big ship.
And so they ended up using several Star Destroyers to help show how big this ship is without making it take up the entire screen during battle, just as they do with the Negotiator. You know, it's got those tiny little ships with it. So, we'll quickly mention Cascade Fallen gave out a community sub to 4 Strong Hellenics with 400 bits. Trevor Boy Gaming subscribed. General Daywalker with 200 bits. Dr. Feelgood with a shiny nickel. We're almost at level 5. We have 2.5 minutes to get there.
Sim harder.
It's the first capital ship to have a crew ability that is comparable to a bounty hunter contract. So let's go to the kit reveal and talk about it before the insight. The crew method or crew contract, where is it at? Bounty hunter ships have plus 35 max health, max protection, and offense, and bounty hunter ships ignore taunt on crewless or droid ships. So goodbye malevolence. At the start of battle, bounty hunter allies gain tenacity up for 2 turns, and Empire allies gain we don't need their scum, which means they're immune to turn meter immune to turn meter manipulation. Whenever a bounty hunter ally is defeated, the Empire allies will recover 25% max health or health and protection. TIE Advanced X1 instead recovers 10% health and protection. Whenever a bounty hunter ally deals damage with the basic ability, they inflict target lock on the target enemy for 1 turn. The first time, they inflict target lock 20 times. Each active enemies who are called in from reinforcements or summoned are inflicted with breach and target lock. So we already have a payout with Razor Crest, and now we have a payout with the capital ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Big Country Mags just gave out 10 subs and shattered level 5.
Yeah, he did.
Thank you, Big Country Mags, from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, community, from the bottom of our hearts. I will catch up on chat in a moment. I've got the kits in front of me right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at them too.
I mean, this ship is meta defining. We can kind of guess that from the requirements, but Cubs had an interview with Miller and Crumb, and Miller said that this is not a Galactic Legend ship. Even though the requirements are like Galactic Legend, this is not a Galactic Legend ship.
It basically is.
I kind of agree.
It may not be a Galactic Legend ship in name, but in practice, it is. In practice, this will destroy everything. Everything. And it's going to be impossible to beat. Because anybody spending on the requirements to get this ship, if it gets beaten easily by Galactic Republic or by Separatists, then they'll have to buff it again, because the whales and everybody will be like, you just made us Relic 8 and Relic 7 characters, you made us 7-star ships, and you made us Relic 3, 4, and 5, a bunch of other characters, and yet what? It can be beaten by Malevolence, and it can be beaten by Galactic Republic? No, not good enough. They've made the requirements so ridiculously high that they cannot allow this ship to be beaten by any other ship. They can't allow it to be one-tapped by anything else. So anybody that gets this in Fleet Arena is going to climb and then not get knocked down unless somebody else has got this ship and the crew to go with it. Because, yeah. So it may not be Galactic Legend in name, but in practice, it is. Plain and simple. There's no sugarcoating it. It is.
So continuing on the developer insights, it's where was I on it?
Do you want me to read? I've got it in front of me.
Yeah, continue down the unique attributes. That's where I left off. The crew ability also allows, we talked about that, allows them to ignore taunt.
Yes, so the Executor is the first capital ship to have a crew ability that is comparable to a bounty hunter contract. So you've read that?
Yep, that and the next one. I wanted you to read the third bullet point.
Specifically, dispelling outmaneuver is the first for ships.
No, that's the fourth.
No, it isn't. A separate paragraph. There are 3 paragraphs with subheadings underneath.
There's 3 paragraphs, but there's 4 major bullet points. The 3rd bullet point, though, is something you predicted.
The best part of Executor is the ultimate second Death Star appears and you blow up the enemy's capital ship. Unlike Radus Holdo's maneuver, you get to keep your capital ship while removing theirs. The first game since 2006's Star Wars Empire at War to provide players with a shoot the Death Star button, and it's as awesome as it sounds. Yes, we've seen it. Specifically, Dispelling Out maneuver is a first for ships in general, but it's there mostly for flavor win. My prediction was that the ultimate would just destroy everything. And what they've done is they've made it that the first time you use the ultimate destroys the capital ship. Second time you use it, it destroys the rest of the fleet. So you don't destroy everything in one go. You destroy the capital ship, then you destroy the fleet. So but that's knowing what the requirements were. If it had been anything less, then it's gonna be interesting. And here's the thing: is it going to be possible to get the Holdo maneuver off before the Executor gets its ultimate off? I don't think so, because the cooldown for the Holdo maneuver is dependent on dodges, and the cooldown on the Executor is dependent on landing breaches. And if you've got a full bounty hunter crew, you're going to be landing breaches left, right, and center. A lot more. You know when you're going to land a breach. You don't know if you're going to get a dodge. So there's a little bit more certainty with the Executor's ultimate than the Radus, but we'll just have to wait and see. So it's Monday, isn't it? Is it Monday that it's available?
Monday.
Monday it's available. Yeah.
And Neil?
Yeah.
I've got the crystals ready.
Oh, you're going to be you're going to be ready. I will not be ready. I have to finish going for gas first. But as soon as I've got gas, I am going to go for it. As soon as I've got gas, I'm going to start throwing the relic material on the characters needed for the Executor, because it'll be dumb otherwise. It really, really would, because it's a Galactic Legend fleet in GAC. Basically, I won't be using it on offense. I'll be putting it in defense, because it will allow me to put that and the crappiest team I have left over on defense, and then I can keep both my Get To fleets for offense.
It's what I'm thinking too.
That's what I'm going to do. Unless, of course, I came up against, obviously that strategy gets flipped on its head in the event you go up against somebody with Executor, because then you're going to keep it for offense, because they're going to keep theirs for offense. You're not going to, if 2 people have it, they're not both going to put it on defense, because neither opponent's going to get full clear. So it makes no sense. So it'll be kept for offense only in the event somebody else has it.
So
let's go on to the. Do you want to read?
But I do have to point out one piece of flaw to your logic of when you get it.
Yeah.
Are you finally getting relicate material?
Because I've been getting I've got a GL, so I can get all the way to the end of
Conquest
now. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not getting any relicate material from anywhere else. Just from Conquest. So it'll take me, I don't know, probably take me another 3 conquests to get, because how many relicate requirements? It's
2.
It's 2, yeah. So if I've got a half a relic requirement, so I'll get a half a relic requirement for each galactic conquest I do. So by the time I've done my 4th galactic conquest, I'll have enough relic 8 materials for 2 characters. The 2 characters that I will need to relic 8 to get Executor. But in that time, it's going to take me that long just to gear up and relic all of the characters because obviously I'm free to play.
Yeah.
And I need, that's the only way that I'm going to be able to do it because as soon as I've got gas, I will need to take gas to relic 7. So it's going to take me the same time. I'll be ready by the 3rd Galactic Conquest. So a month and a half. Yeah, about a month and a half.
So what? Here's a quiz for you, if you will. What ship at Relic 8 can be faster than the Negotiator itself?
I don't know.
IG-11, IG-2000's ship, or IG-2000, IG-11's ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can at Relic 7.
You mean IG? You mean IG-8? Yeah, IG-11 doesn't have a ship.
You are correct. You are absolutely correct. And I will go to the box of shame later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I should say this. I will initiate self-destruct.
Okay.
It's just crazy that we are on the precipice of a new fleet meta after over 2 years, because it was the Negotiator that was running the show, and then the Malevolence came along and they balanced each other out.
Yeah, it's just been a yin yang meta. I mean, obviously before then it was, there was the MILF meta when the Millennium Falcon came out. It was all MILF. It was all Rebel fleets. It was, that was it. Different types, but it was, as long as you had the MILF, then yeah, that was it. You were going to be finishing in the top 10, top 20, not a problem. And then obviously Galactic Republic came out first. Malevolence came out second. But yeah, there is not a top 20, and you got to remember I'm in 4 fleet arena shards. The top 20 for all 4 shards is Galactic Republic and Separatists. That's it. There's no other. There's a couple of Rebel fleets that kind of hang out just outside or just inside the top 20, but they're so easy to defeat. And it's because they're so easy to defeat that they're right on the edge of that. They're on the cusp of the 20. So this coming in, it'll take a little bit of time. Snowball wise, I think it'll take a little bit of time. But the first 5 people to get it are going to dominate the top 5. Nobody's going to get If 5 turn up in each of my fleet shards, I'm just going to have to settle with 10 to 6. Because I don't think that I say don't think. I know that ship is going to be unbeatable. That ship is going to be unbeatable. And as soon as the theory crafters come up with a non-executor counter to it, CG's going to either nerf the ships that can beat it or buff the executor. Throw something extra on it. Because, yeah. That's the way they roll. That is the way they roll.
Yeah. Strategy tips for this, because we all know the inspiration where it comes from. Strategy tips, as said by CG, bounty hunters are at the core of the fleet, but you can use Empire ships. We know that. Houndstooth has been a powerful ship in many fleets, but Executor helps shore up its weaknesses and counters that have been added to the game over time. As part of its release, Slave 1 got a long overdue update to its kit. On its basic, it dispels all buffs on a breached enemy. His reinforcement ability. Slave 1 will gain additional protection up per breached enemy. And it got a new unique. If you guys have not gone to your ships in the past 5 days, you have an upgrade waiting for you on Slave 1. It's a unique called No Good to Me Dead. Don't have to trigger it. It's not a push ability. It is there. At the start of battle or when it's reinforced. For each active enemy, Slave 1 gains 5% offense, 2% critical chance, and 5 speed for the rest of the battle. the first time all enemies are breached when Slave 1 is active, or if Slave 1 enters the battle while all enemies are breached, Seismic Charge's cooldown is reset.
Yeah.
You can use Seismic Charge right off the bat.
Yeah.
And while Slave 1 is active, breached enemies deal 50% less damage if they attack out of turn. So, once again, another malevolence nerf.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you get a buzz droid. It's a tickle.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. It's just, it's OP. It's stupid OP. And anybody that has this ship is going to rule, the shard. That's it. They can take number. If just one person in a shard chat gets it, they'll take number one. Everybody in their shard chat's going to be begging them to put something else in when it comes time for their payout.
Maybe they'll finally listen to me again after, about not attacking shardmates.
No, what they need to do, is they need to have a set offense, a separate offense, and a separate set defense team. So that you set your defense team. So no matter what you go in with offense, the team that you've manually set for defense is the one that the opponents will always face, no matter what you're doing in the game. It's something I mentioned. It's something I mentioned like 3 years ago. I mentioned it several times about 3 years ago, but it was just kind of like falling on deaf ears. Maybe I should start. Maybe it's something that I should start yelling about again. Next time I speak to Crumb, I'll mention it. Next time I speak to Crumb, I'll mention it.
Yeah, well, who knows when the next time we'll speak to Crumb is, though.
Yeah, but no, it's just it's something I think needs to be done, not just for Fleet Arena, but for Squad Arena. And now that they're bringing out this ship, it is something that is desperately going to be needed for Fleet Arena, because then somebody that has the Executor can use the Executor in their fleet to do all their climbing to number one, to take their number one spot, but what they leave in defense is something completely and utterly separate. So that, when they finished their 2 or 3 goes in order to make it up to number one, they don't have to, waste a match swapping something out and letting it time out so that it leaves in, an alternative fleet. But I just don't think it's something that they'll ever do, because I don't know how tough it would be to encode something like that into the game.
Well, let's take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we'll finish covering the Executor's kit. Once again, I thought about the damn Pokemon. The Executor's kit. And then, it's we'll make a special announcement, and then we're going to get into Taliana's numbers. Mm-hmm. If you don't remember who Taliana is, we'll explain after the break right here on the Escape Pod cast.
The Escape Pod cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways. All for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Diggy Darkside from the Howling Ewoks. Are you tired of being cooped up at home? Have you considering moving to the moons of Endor? We have many great huts available. We are a 360 million GP guild, 32 stars in Darkside Territory Battle, 26 stars in Lightside, with 35 cam shards. Yes, come get your cam shards. We have plenty of huts available. Remember, when you live in the trees, you always have the high ground. We have stormtroopers on the spit nightly. So if you're 6.5 million GP or above, have 2 GLs or more, and are ready to get your cam shards, contact me, Dickie Darkside, number 4469 on Discord. The Howling Ewoks, where the dark side is awesome, but evil sucks.
Yep.
Hello, Padawans. Paul Anthony here, just letting you guys know that right now you can still sign up for this month's GAC Patreon leaderboard that will be aired during both here on the Escape Podcast and on GA Center when it's posted over to YouTube. We had some amazing matchups this first week of 3v3. And I'm not going to lie, it is a lot of fun to play next to you guys. I'm part of the Patreon leaderboard as well, so you guys can have bragging rights over me. So join up. It's going to be tons and tons of excitement every single month at the Patreon Kyber Combatant level or higher. Patreon.com/theescapepod. There's no cast in that. So we'll love to see you coming up this month. You have until Monday to join. Be nice to each other, damn it.
We want you. Join the GAC Chain Gang today. This is the commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion and the leader of the GAC Chain Gang. I am sending out a call to action for any SWGOH content creators on Twitch who would be willing to broadcast their GAC attack rounds alongside some of our best, including Mr. Jigabachi, Dr. Zeppers, Rico 1982, and the Bounty Honeys. What is the Chain Gang, you ask? We are an amazing group of content creators who are dedicated on streaming the Grand Arena Championship attack rounds on Twitch. The idea is to provide continuous content back-to-back from one streamer to the next and allow the viewers to enjoy more SWGOH content, as well as enjoy the variety of streamers that are currently present in the group. If you are interested in joining the Chain Gang, please reach out to myself on Discord at AndyBeads, #7465, or you can send us a message on our Twitter page at ChainGAC. Join us today. We have your back.
The Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back, folks. It's time for another segment. I'm just having
We're talking 3v3 strategy in the break.
Yeah. My opponent has a Relic 7 Darth Revan. And
you're screwed then.
Yeah, no, I'm not, because my Relic 4 Darth Revan is 346, and my opponent is less than 300. So it's
speed?
His speed is less than 300. I'm 346. His is less than 300. So who do you think's going to win? My Relic 4 346 Darth Revan, or his Relic 7 sub 300? It's it's no contest.
He needs HotUtils to help him get speed.
Yeah. He doesn't have a single character over 300. He's put Shaak Ti clones, Padme, and Darth Revan all on the same wall. All 3 teams sub 300. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna wipe the floor with it. It's just
all right.
No fun.
Let's scurry through the rest here. His basic, the basic of the Executor, deals physical damage and exposes. Deal 5% more damage for each active Empire ally, or 25% more damage for each active Bounty Hunter ally. Special 1 with a cooldown of 4. Deal physical damage to all enemies. If the enemy is target locked, call Empire allies to assist. If they're breached, call all Bounty Hunter allies to assist, dealing 10% more damage, while the target locked version deals 30% less damage. Cooldown of 5, we only need to keep them from escaping, which it's so very true. Bounty Hunter allies gain potency up for 1 turn. Dispel, outmaneuver, and stealth from all enemies. That's the MILF thing for those who aren't following along. And dispel all debuffs from Bounty Hunter allies. So it's a debuff dispeller as well. Target ally recovers 100% health and protection. That's a Thrawn ability right there. If the target ally is a Bounty Hunter, they gain Foresight and Taunt for 2 turns.
Yeah.
And then the ultimate, the second Death Star is called in. First time destroys the cap ship. Second time destroys everything else.
Basically, yeah. I'm looking forward to its first use. I must admit, it'd be fun.
Yeah. Let's touch on Lord Vader requirements. The second set was released. You need.
I just want to say something quickly. I just want to say something. They could have made the Superstar Destroyer a little bit easier, right? A little bit easier and a little bit more in tune with Star Wars lore, because you see, the Superstar Destroyer nearly bankrupted the Empire being constructed. So instead of making us relic a bunch of characters and doing this, that, and the other, what they should have done is they should have just said, right, everything in, all your crystals, all your credits, everything except for 1 of each, and you can have the Superstar Destroyer. It should have just nearly bankrupt you, literally nearly bankrupt you, in order to have the Superstar Destroyer, because in
Neil,
Star Wars lore, that's what happened. It nearly bankrupted the Empire constructing the Superstar Destroyer.
Neil, it nearly is bankrupting me, okay?
It won't bankrupt me because I'll just do it slowly. I'll still have loads of
Well,
credits.
I'll see you in a year when you finally get it.
It's only going to take. I mean, I'll get it to 5-star. I mean, I'll get it like everybody else. It's just going to take me another month and a half to get the Relic 8 materials. But
I'm talking about 7-star.
Well, it's still going to take a long time for everybody to get it to 7-star. It's still going to be meta. It's still going to kill everything else in the arena at 5 stars.
At 5-star, yes. You unlock it at 4. On the interview that Miller had with Cubs, he said it's still beatable at 4-star. 7-star, good luck.
Yeah.
All right, Lord Vader requirements. Embo, everything Relic 5 or above this time around, Neil. Embo Relic 5, Echo Bad Batch Relic 5, Original Recipe Echo at Relic 7, Zam Wessel at Relic 7, and Count Dooku at Relic 8. Count Dooku, the first character to be used for 2 different galactic legends at 2 different relic levels. So if you go for Lord Vader, you already have one of the requirements for C if you haven't gotten them already. But that I believe that completes the Bad Batch, except for Omega.
Yeah. Well,
so you need all of Bad Batch.
Crosshair's not in there, is he?
Well, I mean, we don't have Crosshair in the game yet. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. That could be the stinger. You know, here's Crosshair, just like they did with Piet. Just like they did with Piet.
Accelerated.
They throw Piet in there, and then it's right. You need Piet at this relic level in order to get C. So I would not put it past CG to do something like that with a new character, and Crosshair would be the obvious choice because obviously the majority of the requirements are clones and Bad Batch. So I wouldn't put it past CG to do something like that. It's just whether or not we would get a good or a bad. You know?
Yeah.
A Crosshair with an Empire tag, that would be interesting.
We had our friend Sep. We had our friend Sep from SWGOH.
SWGOH.gg.
SWGOH.gg. You are correct. We had him pull up numbers. 2.2% of the Embo population has him at Relic 5. 8.4% of the Clone Trooper Echo population has him at Relic 7. Now, not everybody has Echo at Relics or has him unlocked fully at 7 stars. 50%, and this was what was really funny, 50% of people who have Echo at 7 stars have him pretty much at Relic 5 already.
I don't.
You don't have him at 7 stars, though.
Oh, yeah, no, I do. My Echo's been languishing.
Your Bad Batch Echo?
Oh, God, no, my Bad Batch Echo.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
3 stars. 3 stars.
According to this, of the people on SWGOH.gg, there's 2,947 7-star Echoes out there.
Right, okay.
But Count Dooku at Relic 8, even though there's 330,000 Count Dooku, 0.007% are at Relic 8.
Oh well, you know, that's just that'll be the section of people that were trying to go max stars on
Dark Side Geo.
Dark Side GOTB, yeah. Yeah, because I took mine to Gear 12, and that was it. Because that was all. You only need him at Gear 12 to be able to do that special mission. You literally only need him at Gear 12 to do. You know, Asajj Ventress and Count Dooku only need to be Gear 12 to do that special mission on Dark Side GOTB. So yeah.
And Zam Wessel, 0.07% of the near 250,000 population of 7-star Zams.
Yeah, that would be Van Seal and I think that's about it. I think that's Van Seal and that's about it. Yeah.
Of the new characters, other than Bad Batch Echo, which isn't, you know, without spending and refreshing, you won't have them at Bad Batch Echo at 7-star yet. Which character of the 4 remaining do you think that there is the least population of? Embo, Clone Trooper Echo, Dooku, or Zam?
Probably Zam.
No, Embo. Only 71,000. Oh, now once again, this is of registered users on SWGOH. Only 71,000 7-star Embos out there.
All right, okay. That surprises me because Embo was one of the the bounty hunters that was really, really good in Heroic Sith Raid.
Very true.
What his special did.
Embo and Aura.
And Aura, yeah.
Those were made for the raid.
They were made, yeah. Their specials, their specials were created specifically for the Sith raid to do extra damage. I mean, in PvP they don't do anywhere near that type of damage, but in PvE in the Sith Raid, in the Heroic Sith Raid, they do massive damage. Like, absolutely huge, 7-digit damage.
Yep.
If they are modded and geared correctly. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So lots of people would have done that just for funsies to see, they're in high-end guilds, they've got materials, they've got resources, and, they want to try and finish at number 1 out of their guild, don't they?
Yeah. So let's talk the player base. Now that we've talked the character base, let's actually talk the player base. How many people did you see swearing off the game and saying that they're quitting after the road ahead?
Not that many.
No,
not that many. No.
See,
nobody that I know was swearing it off or saying that they were going to quit. They were just expressing deep concern that it was going to totally screw up Grand Arena Championships. I don't think people particularly were concerned about it in the people were concerned about it in the squad arena, because the top of the squad arena is dominated by GLs anyway. Nobody is taking a top 5 spot with an off-meta counter. They're not. They're just not. It's GL versus GL in squad arena. But in Grand Arena Championships and in Territory Wars, it's off-meta counters versus GLs. So people were expressing concern regarding the PvP of Territory Wars and Grand Arena Championships. But I wasn't seeing a lot of people swearing off that they were going to quit the game because of that. I mean, I did see maybe two people that I know say that they are deeply unhappy that their time and that the resources that they poured into the game are going, over the last 12 months are now going to be potentially meaningless because they are squarely focused on Grand Arena Championships. They don't care about Squad Arena. They don't care about any other area of the game other than GAC. So they have worked relentlessly at making sure that they've got a couple of off-meta counters in the event they face GLs, and now potentially those off-meta counters that they've created are useless against the GLs that they created them for. So, yeah.
Well,
a lot.
I saw a lot on Facebook and I saw a lot on Reddit. I know I should stop reading those, but
Well, no, don't stop reading them. Just kind of like read them, take it in, and then completely and utterly forget about it.
I take in the sentiment and the counter arguments all the time. Grundy says 2 people in his guild left and a few more are waiting on the counter changes. All right. So Neil, what Taliana does is she gets a whole bunch of people, and some in our server, some in many different other servers. Clash, may his account rest in peace, was a big proponent for Taliana, who would gather all of this Grand Arena information back from October of 2019, when there was a estimated 370,000 players of this game. She tracked every single division. Ways to, she has a way of gathering that info from the crowdsourcing situation. We saw a peak amount of players in, where was it? I'm trying to find the exact spot. Oh, no, that's the per GAC. We saw a peak amount of players around 420,000. 429,000 to be exact. That was the peak. That was February of 2021. Last season, Neil, 423,754 players were seen by Taliana. Do you think the number went up or down?
I have no idea. It's just 1 month.
It is just 1 month. You are absolutely right. But Neil, even after people said they'd be quitting this game because of the road ahead on different sources and the dissatisfaction, there are more people this past month. 425,646.
Yeah, but I would put that down to the GAC division reboots. You got to remember
the first reboot did get more people playing.
Yeah,
that actually was the highest.
Exactly. So you had the first 3v3, and then you had the first. So we've had one 3v3, and obviously we're in the second 3v3. We've had one full 3v3 season and one full 5v5 season of the division reboot. People that had fallen out of love with Grand Arena Championships may have walked away and come back. We know somebody personally that did that. Fruit Ninja Mike. He may not stream and he may not do content specific to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but we know that he picked up his old account and played just Grand Arena Championships because he wanted to know what GAC was like after the division reboot. So the increase in numbers is a direct result of the division reboot.
Oh, that's absolutely true. April to May, there was a increase of 15,000 players able to be tracked by Taliana in this. And that being said, she didn't get that many good Division 11 numbers. She did these past 3 months. So, well, there wasn't a lot of people in Division 11 anyway. That's true.
There wouldn't be a lot in Division 11.
So, do you know what the biggest division is right now?
Probably. It's either 2 or 3.
4.
4. Oh, my division. My division is the biggest. Yay.
Yep.
It's the best division.
62,000 players in your little circle.
That's why it's so difficult to get matched up with friends and content creators. I have still never been matched up with another content creator or even a friend or even a guildmate or even an ex-guildmate on my main account in Grand Arena Championships ever. And I thought with a reboot, it might be a little bit easier because obviously it's only 5.15 to 6 million. So it's a smaller window.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not, it's not happening. It's just not happening. I'd like it to happen. But
how many do you think were able to be tracked in Division 1?
Oh God.
And I have to preface this. This is people that we were able to see. This is not 100% the final number of how many people are actually playing. Only CG knows those numbers, but this is our way of finding out is this project that Taliana does.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 digits. It's only going to be in the thousands.
You're correct that it's only 4 digits.
Yeah, it's only 4 digits.
I'm going to do Price is Right rules here. How many?
I would say between 1,500 and 2,500.
Well, that's not exactly Price is Right rules, but you did not go over. 2,774 players. Yeah. That's why Indigo and Arnold get matched up every single freaking week.
Yeah. if there's only a few thousand people for them to fight in their division, then yeah, they're going to be fighting the same people over and over and over again. But that was no different when Grand Arena Championship first set up. When GAC was first around. That's what it was like. We've seen Taliana's stats. You know, it's a hump. It's a camelback, and the hump just moved ever so slowly towards.
That's very true. It does move slightly. It moves to the left and moves to the left. It's like skipping record of the cha-cha slide. Slide to the left. Slide to the left.
And this hump that's in Division 4 will move simultaneously. It will, just like a caterpillar's back, it will move towards Division 1 over the next 12 to 24 months. The average GP creep on most accounts is 100 to 200k per month. And on average, it's between 2 to 300k per month when someone is going for a GL. But the average is usually between 1 and 200,000 GP added to their account every single month once you cross a certain threshold. And if you're going for a GL, then yeah, it's going to be you're going to give yourself a 300k bump every single month.
I'm happy that this game is doing as well. This is what we love, Neil. We love this stuff.
Yeah, but we don't know if these numbers are going to hold after the changes. That's the kicker. The reason why they're holding at the moment is because people come back. They've enjoyed the reboot. They enjoyed 3v3. They really, I enjoyed 3v3. I really, really enjoyed the 5v5. I mean, I finished 11th. I just missed the top 10 by 1, but I finished 11th in the 5v5. We're back on 3v3. The kicker is going to be after the nerfs. When the nerfs get done, that's going to be the kicker. What are the stats going to be the month after? Not the month of, the month after. So they'll do the changes, and then there will be 1 month of GAC, and then there will be a month of GAC afterwards. The stats from that month after, those are the ones that are going to tell us if people are staying or if people are leaving. And I do believe that the numbers are going to go down that month. I 100% honestly believe that the numbers are going to go down that month. People who are competitive and serious about Grand Arena Championships will go super casual. If they see that they're up against more GLs than themselves, they won't bother. If it's an even number, they'll play it. If they've got more than their opponent, they'll play it. But the second somebody comes up against an account that has more GLs than them, forget it. They're just not going to play.
So it's not, from my vantage point, it's not going to be, we might get these counters during 3v3. I think we're going to need to see a month of 5v5 and then returning to 3v3 before we see any downtick in any of these numbers. And remember, this is not even this is not people playing GAC, Neil. These numbers are people that logged in, because once you log in, even if you don't join, you're still assigned a rank, you're still assigned a division, and you still have 0 banners. And these numbers are of people that have 0 banners that have logged in, but have got no banners at all. Mm-hmm. They didn't even auto set. They didn't even join. They didn't even collect a feat.
We'll see. So, it's going to be a full month. I'd like to see the stats after a full month of the nerf.
All right.
After that, then we'll see. Then we'll really see.
Make sure I have not passed up anything that we promised to talk about here. Taliana's numbers, 3v3, we talked about it. The final special announcement, there's still one big one coming up at the end of the show, but coming up in this break is story time with Uncle Thad. We have gone a little bit farther than just having him do story time. The Escape Podcast and GoingNerdy.com are merging in a way. We're going to be calling it the Nerdy Network. We're going to have a new platform to be able to publish some of our thoughts and muses and the little videos that we do with Thad and without Thad, and that Thad does on his own.
And I will be ranting.
Yes, you will get.
You will get nev rages.
I was gonna say a nev rage in words.
There will be nev rages in words. Yeah, nev rages in words. Yeah, some quite serious. Yeah, some quite big nev rages. Very, very big nev rages.
Yeah.
Not just about Star Wars, but about other pop culture.
Yeah, we will be displaying the graphic. You saw it on, if you're watching on YouTube, You saw that graphic on the splash screen. If you're watching on Twitch, go rewind to the very beginning, 5 minutes in when we start. You'll see it then. But also join our Discord. It's already up in our Discord. But lots of fun coming. But after this break, speaking of fun, we have a streamer who is famous, but not for SWGOH just yet. And we're going to be talking about that and much more with Army Hutchings coming up after this break right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hello, Escape Padawans. It is the Llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Castaways are on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, you can catch us on YouTube and on Twitch every week streaming Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unbox, your favorite new Galaxy of Heroes show GA Center, and so much more. Come catch us on the web.
The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello there, Padawans, and welcome back to Storytime with Uncle Thad and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. Today we are going to talk about Dengar and where in the canon his kit actually comes from. Dengar was a human male born on the planet Corellia sometime before the Clone Wars. Also known as Dengar the Demolisher, Payback, That One Guy, and eventually, depending on which storyline you look at, Honey Boo Boo, to his wife, Monaru. Best known for his work with the Empire in the pursuit of Han Solo, Dengar was a bounty hunter during the fall of the Galactic Republic and the rise of the Empire eras. But that's not where his story ends. His story even spans all the way through and beyond the Battle of Jakku. Depending on which storyline you look at, Dengar was either a gladiator before becoming a bounty hunter, or a swoop bike mechanic and racer. Regardless of which Dengar you're familiar with, one thing is certain. He hated Han Solo. There are many theories as to why he hated the young scoundrel. Maybe he felt overshadowed by Han's reputation. Being a Corellian himself, it couldn't have been easy for him to be overlooked by the young upstart. Maybe Dengar's hatred came from a swoop bike accident, or one too many battles in the arena. Or maybe, and it could be the actual reason, Han Solo shooting him and leaving him for dead. Which, again, is the actual reason Dengar hated him. He shot him in the back. Han was kind of a scoundrel after all. In modern canon, Dengar worked alongside the young Boba as a member of the Krait's Claw. His most notable mission was a subterranean mission on Quarzite. This was the one where Asajj Ventress joins Krait's Claw to deliver a package, only discovered that the package was a girl who had been kidnapped, at which point she then swaps the young girl for Boba Fett, but then doesn't tell the rest of Krait's Claw, and it kind of all works out. It was a job the Bounty Hunters crew, the Boba Fett's crew, wouldn't remember too fondly, and really didn't like Asajj Ventress after that. Now, later, Dengar would continue to work as a bounty hunter, working with the likes of Jabba the Hutt and the Grand Hutt Council, as well as fighting powerful opponents like the Rebel Alliance, and Maul and his Shadow Collective. In Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, there's one thing that's very important that Dengar seems to be missing. That is his ship. Dengar flew a Jumpmaster 5000, manufactured by none other than the Corellian Engineering Corporation. Go figure, a Corellian liking a Corellian ship, right? It was a single crewed ship with no holding cells, as the bounty hunter rarely, if ever, took bounties in alive. It was armed with quad lasers and an ion cannon and cost the Corellian 380,000 credits. Now, he tried to haggle over the price, but the ship dealership in Star Wars, they're notoriously greedy, and he couldn't talk him down. And even Dengar was afraid of used car salesmen. And that's Dengar as he appears in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Now, before I get into this, and I do want to mention the ship here, while we don't have it in the game currently, it's likely that we're gonna get it pretty soon. So keep an eye out, guys. And if you do get it, and when we get it, let us know what you think. But let's take a look at his kit and just see how well he fits in with the rest of the bounty hunter. Dengar's basic, target spotted, is a nod to his work with other bounty hunters. There's a chance, just a chance, that each time he attacks with his basic, he's gonna call someone else in to assist. His first special ability is running up to someone and bashing them in the face with the butt of his weapon. This slows his opponent down and potentially stuns them. Now this is less of a callback to Dengar and some canonical moment, and more common sense. Think about the last time you were smashed in the face with the butt of a rifle. It probably slowed down your movements and left you stunned. You were probably asking yourself, was I just smashed in the face with the butt of a rifle? I know, that's what I ask myself every single time that it happens. Now, Dengar's second special ability calls back to his love of playing with fireworks and all kinds of other explosives. For this ability, the bounty hunter gleefully tosses thermal detonators to his enemy. The more critical hits he gets, the less happy his opponents become. Now, his leadership ability, Job Satisfaction, is one of the crappier amongst the bounty hunter faction. I mean, there might be crappier, but to me, it's not good. It doesn't give a lot of benefits in the payout, but it's also not super hard to get the payout. This might simply be that Dengar wasn't really ever a leader. He was a follower as part of other crews or worked by himself. And while I really dislike his leadership ability, his unique ability is actually really well thought out. As I mentioned earlier, Dengar was a prominent bounty hunter for a long time. His career spanned from the Galactic Republic to the rise of the First Order. Dengar actually plays a role in the book series Aftermath, which is one of the best books in the new canon series. If you haven't read it, it's really phenomenal. I suggest you do it.
Hashtag shameless self-promotion.
His contract, though, when activated, is just another subtle nod to him working and playing with others. Now, that's all for me this week. Stay tuned for more story time with Uncle Thad on the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/theescapepodcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This week's incoming transmission. Paul, introduce our guest.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, this streamer that we're about to interview, he's not famous in SWGOH just yet. but if you watched his latest romp, he did darn well against amazing opposition. He served in Iraq in 2008. For that, Army, thank you for your service, my friend. But one of the things he's known for, he is... Here it says that you are a mod for Amaranth's Twitch channel. Right now she's streaming. What are you doing here? Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Army Hutchings. How are you, Hutch?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Glad to be here. Actually, earlier in her stream, she's actually playing the Diablo 2 beta.
She got the beta key.
She got the beta. And she was like, hey, do I have any mods available to play? And I was like, well, you see, so I've got this podcast later on, so I'm out. Gonna have to do without me tonight, so we're here now.
Well, we have our guests appear for only 30 minutes, so it's not too shabby.
Sure. She does stream for 16 hours a day. So.
That is very true. You got some time. But let's ask the normal questions that we ask any of our guests. Let's introduce you guys to Army Hutchings by first asking, how long have you been playing, Hutch?
So I've been playing since the 1st February. So about all but 4 months of the game.
Yep. What's your account size right now?
My account size right this moment, I can pull it up here. I was sitting on
while you're pulling that up, does Neil have a new free-to-play friend, or are you of an aquatic nature?
I have spent money on the game. I don't wail out on characters, but I will spend the money where it makes sense when I know what I'm getting for my money. Not so much gambling packs or anything like that, but
so the guaranteed buys, the ones with price tags that crystal cost.
Right. Not the gambling packs.
Okay. That's respectable, Neil.
So
it's not free to play.
But
it's not free to play.
But nonetheless, he buys what he knows he's going to get instead of taking a chance.
Yeah, no.
Instead of loot box.
That's sensible. That's not gambling. Still not free to play.
He's not wrong. It's not free to play.
It's not free to play.
I do support games that I enjoy. So.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my excuse as well. So what's the account size there?
Currently sitting at 7.2 mil.
Division 2.
Yep, Division 2.
We could match up, but I don't think we will, because don't you have 4 Galactic Legends?
I do. I now have 4.
How close to that 5th are you?
Very far away. Whether it's Lord Vader or whether it's Rey, very far away.
So you don't have Rey?
I don't have Rey. Rey is the one that I don't have. Resistance is the faction that I've not ever gotten around to building up. I didn't have Rey Jedi training until I went for Jedi Master Luke. I mean, I had her. I just had her at Gear 1.
So how far off the Division 1 threshold are you?
I think that's, 7.8?
7.8, yeah.
Yeah, so about 600K. So what's, according to y'all's figures earlier, it's about 3 months away.
Yeah, about 3-4 months away, yeah.
Unless you unlock Executor, and then that's a huge chunk of GP. Capital ships are a huge chunk of GP.
Yeah.
Are you ready for Executor?
I am almost there gear-wise. Relic materials, the Cantina relic materials, I'm a bit a ways from that.
Okay.
So it'll be a bit longer. I won't make it this first time around, so I'll be about a month behind.
Because I do have to, I am going to kind of humble brag here. It's not black and white for me. I'm ready.
Oh, nice. Yeah, for me, it was going Sith Eternal Emperor and Jedi Master Kenobi back to back. I am out of relic materials.
You're tapped.
I am tapped with no time to recuperate.
So. You're not the only one. There are a lot of people out there right now that have loads for 5, 6, 7, and 8, but nothing for 1 to 4. They're completely tapped out of gear in order to be able to go for for 1 to 4. So they can't even take characters to 5, 6, 7, or 8 because they can't get past the beginning hump because they've blown all of their materials.
Yeah, I'm not quite that bad yet.
No,
you
won't.
Farming,
Yeah,
but yeah,
you won't be players such as yourself, the likes of yourself and me, because obviously we've been collecting that junk.
That junk has been sitting there.
We've been collecting that junk for over 5 years. I still have I still have it in the thousands.
Yeah,
each of the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, and the 4s.
Exactly.
It's the 5s, the 6s, and the 7s that I have to farm for, being free to play. But I still have it in that material in the thousands. So I can convert and take pretty much anything from 1 to 4 I want. It's going 5.
Farm Cantina.
Yeah, it's 5, 6, and 7. That's the problem for me. But that is what happens for people that have only been playing the game for 2 or 3 years. You've been playing for more than 5 years. Yeah. You will have picked up a lot of junk that you can convert during those first 2 years of gameplay.
During the first 2 years of gameplay, you used to be able to sell that, though.
You did?
Yeah.
That's true.
I didn't. I just kept it.
I can't remember what I did. I've slept since then.
So Hutch, you what is your philosophy in purchasing itself, though? Because if I heard you correct, every Monday you're buying the relic pack?
Yeah, I buy the little $10 relic pack. Is it 10 or 20? The little one every Monday comes out. That's actually a really good way to supplement if you're out of gear. It's cheap. You know what you're getting. It's a little boost each week. It comes with a little bit of energy as well. It's a very sensible pack, low cost. If you've got, $10 a week to spend on entertainment, why not?
Yeah. Or you could go play a round of golf. Some people will go and play a round of golf, or they'll go bowling. Other people buy a relic pack on Monday.
Everybody's got their entertainment.
Everybody has their
for
hobbies.
Me, I wouldn't want to go outside in a pandemic.
So, your name is Army Hutchings.
Correct.
You served in the Army. Would you say that there have been any, and this kind of also ties in with Neil because he served in the British Army.
Nice. I served with some British people in Iraq.
Do you think any of your training has helped lead to any patience in this game, or does it maybe contribute to impatience in a way?
I've not necessarily made any sort of direct correlation specifically to the game, but in general, I do believe that my 8 years of military service has crafted me to be a very patient person in general. I've been told by some of my friends that I can be very calming. Just being around me calms them because I'm usually not in a rush. I'm just kind of like, hey, just keep our head straight and keep going. So in a game like this, where it's a long grind, it's a marathon, you make very little progress day by day. And I log in, I do my farms, I minimize it, come back to it later when the energy refreshes. I don't sit here and be like, oh my gosh, I just need X more days to get these shards to get this character to 7-star. I just do a little bit each day, jump in, do what I need to do, jump out, move on to the next phase of life. So yeah, I'd say patience definitely plays a big role in this game.
Not for me.
Neil?
Nothing. There's no correlation. There's nothing.
No correlation.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
I wanted to see.
There is nothing. I take nothing. There's nothing in this game, the way I play it or do anything, that I took away from being in the Royal Signals. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Not a thing.
All right. So nothing.
Nothing. So nothing.
Okay.
Just to be clear. Nothing.
What's your passion in the game, Hutch? What kind of things do you go after when you're playing the game? What drives you?
A GAC is probably the biggest thing ever since it came out. It's a lot of fun, especially before GLs, because it was a lot of fun to just come up with fun, crazy squads that you could throw out there and just see what they kind of do. GLs has kind of made a bit of a paradigm shift in that. But I like the fact that, especially in 3v3, I can go out there and look at my roster, look deep into my roster, and be like, hey, I wonder what this would do on defense. I threw out an Ayla-led Kanan and Barris team all last season, and it actually got a few holds every now and then, which it shouldn't. That team should never get a hold. But when you're 13 teams deep on offense, there's actually a lot of healing to there, unless you're using something meta that's just going to one-shot everything. It's actually kind of a tough team if you think about it, and you're not thinking top meta characters that are just going to obviously wipe the floor with all of that. But if you're down to the bottom of your roster and they're down to the bottom of their roster, there's a lot of healing in that little threesome.
So I'll ask this question and then throw it over to Neil for a question here. You describe yourself as small creator. But everybody brings something unique. What would you say is the best part of an Army Hutchings stream?
That's something that I've been asking myself a lot over the past month, because the big streamers, any of the big successful content creators, whether it's this game, whether it's another game, they all have that thing about them that's unique, that's going to kind of draw them to them. And that's kind of what I've been trying to think of, like, what is that for me? And once I find that out, I probably won't be a small streamer anymore. Yeah, I don't have an answer for that right now. But once I find it out, I will get the ball rolling.
Well, I mean, Scribe's got his cat, and you have some cats.
I do have 2 cats. I don't know where they're at right now.
Neil, over to you, my friend.
So how long have you been doing GAC, and when would you say that you became competitive?
So I was doing, obviously I've been in every single GAC that there's been since I've been playing, since long before GAC was even a thing.
Yeah, just back when it was Grand Arena.
Yeah, even when it was Grand Arena, even before that, that one little weird game mode that they had in the game for like one time, they were like, "Hey,
tournament, tournaments." The tournaments that were broken. Yeah, I did them.
That was
weird. Oh god, they were terrible.
That was weird. I'm glad that they there were some good ideas there, just poorly implemented.
Yeah,
so I've been playing
very
GAC
poorly executed. Yeah,
from the beginning. And I'm so. When it comes to being competitive, I like to win and I like to be competitive, but I'm also not like super high energy fan yelling out of the stadium, like cursing my team when they play poorly, energetic type of competitive. But I'll get competitive. I want to win. I want to, even if I lose, I want to feel like I was in the fight. Like, I believe in the porcupine theory. A porcupine and a dog get in a fight, the dog's gonna win, but the dog's gonna know he's been in a fight.
You did that today with your matchup, which was bravo. You dropped one battle,
2 battles,
two battles. I didn't see the second one. That might have been when I went to go get the free to play tiers.
Yeah.
So
what's your from my chat?
What's your highest finish?
Oh God, I ran the matchup thing earlier today. I can find out, or I suppose yesterday.
Well, if you've got your if you have the game open from earlier, just tap on your profile.
I'm assuming you get Kyber regularly.
So yes and no. When I try, I can get it. There's several that I didn't. So my highest rank ever was 257.
Kyber,
and that was
that's the old Division 1.
When GLs first came out, and this is why there's definitely a notable schism in my personal history, I did not immediately pursue Ray or Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I didn't again, Resistance was not a faction that I've ever built up. First Order at the time really wasn't my thing either, so I just kind of didn't want to go that route. So I stubbornly built everything else up before ever pursuing a Galactic Legend, and ever since then I have been outgunned every single match. I've literally never once had a Galactic Legend advantage. At best, I have had equal amounts. More often than not, I am one lower. And then every single time a new Galactic Legend comes out, or I start getting close to a new Galactic Legend, I have a 2 Galactic Legend disadvantage. The day Jedi Master Kenobi came out, my next matchup was against somebody with all 5 Galactic Legends while I still had 3.
And there's 2 in this bracket, right?
Yeah, and by 3, I meant Sith Eternal Emperor without his ult was my 3rd. So I had 2.5 Galactic Legends versus all 5. And yeah, this go around, I think it's a 4-4 split, and I'm one of the ones with only 4. So there's 4 with 5 Galactic Legends, 4 of us with 4 Galactic Legends.
No, I did this. I did the same. I went for the off meta counters. I got an off meta counter. I got the off meta counter for Rey first, and then I went for the off meta counter for Slacker before then going for my first GL, which was JML. So I went for 2 off meta counters to the first 2 GLs before I went for my first GL. Because I figured, I've got Rey, I may as well go for Slacker, because I'm never going to go for those 2 GLs. Ever. I'll never go for them. Ever, ever, ever. So I clearly wasted my time going for those off-meta counters because they're going to be useless after the changes. Because they're now useless.
Yeah. R.I.P. Vader.
Yeah. we are sadly running...
And Trap. Just all of them. All my off-meta counters.
Yeah. We are sadly running out of time in our interview time, but I want to give you a moment to let people know what to expect coming up on the channel. You do more than just Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. You were talking that you also had the Diablo 2 beta key.
Yeah, I got one for watching streams today during work. I mean, I was working during work. If my boss was watching this.
What else do you do on your channel?
So actually last weekend I started up doing a wake up with me. So morning streams when I'm doing my Genshin Impact dailies. I'll be throwing in some Diablo 2, and I'll stop here and talk about Diablo for a little bit. Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 were my childhood. If I could be any streamer, I would be a Diablo main. Like, that would be my... Now, unfortunately, when I started streaming, Diablo 3 has already been out there. It's already established, all that stuff. I'm waiting for Diablo 4, obviously. I'm going to try Diablo Immortal. Diablo 2, I'm still on the fence whether I'm going to buy it or not. But if I could stream anything, it would be Diablo. I streamed Wolcen for a bit, which is kind of another action RPG. So I am looking to probably stream some Diablo 2 this weekend. Probably going to stream it next weekend. See how that goes. See if that feels good. Maybe buy the thing. And yeah, so right now it's GAC, Genshin Impact, wake up with me on the weekends, and I'll see if I can squeeze some Diablo in there, especially once the new games come out.
I thought they'd put hold on. I thought a hold had been put on Diablo 4.
I mean, if you count the lead game director getting fired, a hold, yeah, they put a hold on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, it wasn't scheduled to come out till like 2024 anyways.
So how do people find you if they want to enjoy your Diablo Grand Arena Impact Wrestling Wake Up, whatever?
Yeah, so I am Army Hutchings on Twitch, on Twitter, on Instagram. If you look at my Instagram, it's just cat pictures. Nothing related to my Twitch. But if you like pictures of cats, go follow me on Instagram. I'm Omri Hutchings everywhere. And yeah.
Yeah, and you can get
Pretty easy
those
to find.
links. You can get those links in the description of this episode, and also on your podcast. Or if you're watching on Twitch, Helenix has just posted it as well. Any final questions, Neil?
No, I think we've covered everything. Thank you for coming on, mate.
All right. Anything we didn't cover that you want to talk about, Hutch?
Nothing I can think of.
My hot tub streams rule. My hot tub streams are the best.
I did a hot tub stream once. I streamed and I took a picture of a hot tub and put it under my camera.
He almost does the same, but he utilizes green screen. Actually has a hot tub in his basement.
Yeah, no, I actually have a hot tub in my basement. I don't green screen myself into a hot tub pool. How dare you? It's a real hot
I'm sorry.
tub.
You take your private helicopter.
Yes, I take my private helicopter to my private beach where my hot tub is, and then I climb into my hot tub on my private beach, and I stream GAC from the hot tub of my private beach
while doing ear licking ASMR, I presume.
No.
Okay.
I do my ASMR like the only time I do ASMR is if it's 2:00 in the morning and everybody's in bed. It's not.
And he has to do his GAC then.
It's not on purpose. It's purely by accident. People are like, "Oh, Nev." It's like, yeah.
But he'll still write your name on his arm.
I'll still write your name. I still write your name on my body. It took me ages to get Bo Monday's name off my arm.
All right, guys. Coming up, I believe that this is the last week for this episode of Helly and the Noob. Next week is a very, very special episode. We also have a very, very special announcement about next week coming up in our next segment, which will be after these messages right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
And now time for something completely shameless.
We pick up exactly where we left off at the end of the last episode of Helly and the Noob. Our dysfunctional droid with a penchant for calamity is ready to press the button on the ultimate nullifier. This is the Marvel Comics 616 universe's most powerful weapon. According to N00B, pressing the button will erase everything in existence throughout the entire universe. Unfortunately, the droid doesn't realize he is part of the universe. Let's face it, folks, he's not the smartest droid in the galaxy. And now, without further ado, this episode of Helly and the Noob begins.
Okay, fine. You asked for it. I'm pushing the button. Everyone, listen up. He asked for this. This is clearly his fault. Don't blame me. I apologize for any inconvenience, but please be advised, the universe will now be erased.
Wait,
in
no!
3,
Oh, no!
2,
Don't do it!
1.
No!
I don't get it, Helly. What just happened?
Good question, bartender. You see, the ultimate nullifier doesn't erase the entirety of existence with just the click of a button. It's not the Infinity Gauntlet. Instead, it allows the wielder to nullify anything they focus on. However, it only nullifies things that the wielder truly understands. And since our buddy, Mr. Noobmeister over here, doesn't currently understand anything, other than his recently reworked programming, all he could nullify was said recently reworked programming.
So that's it? You won? Season 3 is over? That's kind of anticlimactic, don't you think?
Nah, Season 3 isn't quite done yet. We still have half a season to go. Anyway, now, time to take the backup files given to me by the Llama. Our Llama is the best. The Llama. And restore this old rusty bucket of bolts back to the newbie we all know and love. And...
Where am I?
Meatbag.
Good to have you back, buddy. And if you don't mind, I'll be taking that for safekeeping.
Whoa! That's the ultimate nullifier. That is the Marvel Comics 616 Universe's most
powerful
weapon. Lennox?
Yes, noob.
What's that button do?
It's good to see your systems have successfully rebooted, bud.
I like
pushing
buttons.
I know you do, bud. All right, my work here is done. On to my next task.
Wait, Lennox, seriously, I have no idea where I am and what happened to me. Last I remember, I was in the cargo hold of the Fulcrum. I recorded a message for
a friend.
And I can't remember exactly what happened next.
All right, you're in a cantina on Rune. You thought you could kill me. You failed, and I won. Look, just watch the replays of the last couple episodes, newbie. We're out of time for this month, and I gotta go.
Wait, where are you?
Going.
Lennox?
To track down TC-14 and end this once and for all.
Wait, I thought we were supposed to be
the good guys.
Lennox, we don't go around exacting our revenge. It's not what good people do.
Noob?
Yes, Lennox?
Who lied to you and told you I was one of the good guys?
Oh, stop that, Lennox. You have
always been
one of the good guys.
Newbie, I'm a scoundrel, a pirate, a smuggler, a dark side adherent, and a fugitive from the law. What part of that sounds like a good guy to you?
Yes, but you are also
my friend,
Lennox, and I don't care what they say about you. I don't see you that way.
Ah, noob, that's sweet. I mean, it's naive, ill-informed, and basically an incorrect position to take. But it's a very nice thing for you to say. Now, if you don't mind, I have a droid to disassemble.
Wait, what am I supposed to do? You
can't just
leave me here, Lennox?
Number 1, you have the Space Frogger parked right outside. You're not stuck here. Number 2, you're a free droid. You can do anything your little servos desire.
Does that include accompanying you?
Sure, but it might get a little rough out there over the next 6 months or so, bud. You sure you want in? Don't get me wrong, you're more than welcome to join me for one last zany adventure. But I can't promise you anything, really. Shoot, I can almost guarantee that it's gonna get pretty bad. It'll probably end up being the end of Helly and the Noob.
Why do you
say that,
Lennox?
Because I expect I'll be pissing everyone off over the course of the next few months.
But why would you
want to
do that?
Because, newbie, the salty Spartan is now extra salty. You coming or what, droid?
Oh boy, this looks like this may get really interesting. I guess. Stay tuned, folks. Hey,
Meatbag!
Wait for me!
Meanwhile, halfway across the galaxy, on the planet Coruscant, in the Imperial District of Capital City, we find the illustrious, glorious, and chrome-plated TC-14. Having planted recording devices throughout the galaxy, TC-14 is aware of the situation on Rune. Let's see what she has to say about it.
That damaged PK series droid has failed. Just as I predicted. I should never have entrusted N00B with such a vital mission as to eliminate the Laconian threat. Thankfully, that was not his purpose. The dysfunctional droid with a penchant for calamity was merely intended to lure the vile salty Spartan out of hiding. Relying on those notoriously faulty, multi-generationally deficient, and entirely incompetent automatons for vitally important missions has never been a guaranteed path to success. N00B was simply a useful idiot. Which is why I have other, more reliable assets to deploy. N00B was but one of a multitude of pawns on the space chessboard. Now it is time to move other, more dexterous space chess pieces into play. Speaking of which, where are those twins? Litha, Petro. Present yourselves, at once. These two are as dumb as a box of rocks. But they will have to do. For now.
She wants us. Yeah, she does.
Finally. It took you long enough. Now, both of you, come forward.
She said
Enough. That is not funny. Do not force me to cancel. Both of you.
Sorry, mistress. Yeah, sorry.
Now, if I may proceed, I am going to augment both of you. This augmentation will make you nearly indestructible. And, knowing my adversary, you will need this extra level of protection if you are to be successful in your newest mission. I am warning you. I have limited patience for your combined antics.
Sorry, mistress. Yeah, sorry.
Silence. Now, each of you, step into either one of the transformation pods. It is time to begin the resequencing. Behold, you have both been made superior by my greatness. Arise, my Neolithic minions, and go forth. Defend your goddess. Destroy the salty Spartan. Eliminate the vile Greek. Kill Hellenics.
And that does it for this episode of Hellion the Noob. Make sure to stay tuned to the Escape Pod cast to see how the rest of this plot unfolds. The question on everybody's mind must be, of course, will this announcer make another appearance in the next episode? Or will he walk out in a fit of anger and rage for not being paid? Cartoon Hellenics promised him 1 shiny nickel for every word he says, yet no shiny nickels have been delivered. Will TC-14 finally rid the galaxy of the vile salty Spartan? Will I care enough to appear in another 5 weeks? This, and the answer to many more questions, only on the next episode of Hellion the Noob.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's time for the bridge and some Patreon's Choice questions. I hope you've got some good ones.
Before we get to that, a little special treat for those who have been sticking around through the incoming transmission, Hellion the Noob. We have a very, very special guest next week. The one, the only Salacious B. Crumb from Capital Games will be joining us for a 2-segment interview and kind of a review on things that he's been up to. So we're looking forward to talking with him about his personal channel, and I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about the rollout of the Executor and all that. So make sure you guys tune in next week for the SB Crumb interview. That'll be a lot of fun, Neil.
Oh yeah. I'm going to grill him on some Magic the Gathering stuff as well. I finally organized those 22,000 Magic the Gathering cards into boxes. Well,
right.
as organized as I could possibly organize. I organized 2,000 pre-1997 cards. I haven't done anything from 2000 onwards. So, yeah. That's what he'll be there to help me do. I hope.
There we go.
Yeah. We'll see.
Helenix Neil does not have the new graphic on his computer, so he can't throw that up. But once again, check out our Discord if you would like to see the new graphic of the Nerdy Network, which will be coming to goingnerdy.com near you soon. So, all right, Geek Girl has given us something different. Our prompt for this week is that we are a casting director casting a biopic movie, and we can only cast fictional characters as these characters or real people.
Okay.
So, what fictional character could play Hermione Granger?
So one fictional character portraying another fictional character.
Yes.
Okay. I will.
This is difficult.
I'll go with the troll that was voiced, the lead female troll from Trolls, because she's got crazy hair.
For Hermione Granger.
Anna Kendrick. The troll that was voiced by Anna Kendrick, because she's got crazy hair.
For Hermione Granger, I think I would cast Belle from Beauty and the Beast, because she loves her books. Batman. So I guess in this way Bruce Wayne, but they also would become Batman.
I would cast Jack Donaghy from 30 Rock.
Okay, I can see that.
Because he's a wealthy dude and he can do the gravelly voice.
I would have to cast. I mean, Will Arnett comes to mind from, but he's played Batman in Lego Batman.
Exactly, he does.
It does.
He's not a fictional character. That's an actual actor's name. It has to be a fictional.
No. I'm saying Will Arnett from the Banana Stand show, Arrested Development.
Okay.
But no. Let's go. Iron Man, or Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, but he plays Batman instead. Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown would be
a biopic about Charlie Brown.
I'm trying to think of
played by a fictional character.
No, that wouldn't work. I'm trying to think. Because it's an animated. I'm trying to think of another fictional animated character that it'd work with. Because I don't think. I suppose you could go Tintin. Tintin would work.
You know, you were right on the dot with me as well on that one.
I would go Tintin. Yeah, Leger's Adventures of Tintin.
All right. Next one is, what is the best concert you've ever been to?
Probably Dire Straits. No, Genesis live at Nebworth in 1992. That was incredible.
For me, it was Green Day at the Agora Ballroom just after Nimrod came out. That was my my very favorite one. But also Force Strong does say that Korn was amazing. He just saw Korn on Tuesday. All right, Dickie Darkside, you know the drill. And also, if you have any channel points, you can ask a fourth segment question as well. So feel free to ask a fourth segment question if you have the channel points. It is a channel point reward. We will answer it here if you get it in. By the time we finish Dickie Darkside's Who Wins? Executor versus the Mothership from Independence Day.
I will go with the I'll go with the Executor.
Yeah, I was going to go with the Executor too because of the firepower of that thing.
The mothership doesn't have any firepower. It doesn't.
Yeah, it has firepower down.
No, that's not the mothership. That's the ships that come off the mothership to go around the planet. They're the ones that the mothership itself doesn't have anything. It goes into orbit and then it shoots off all of its little flying saucers, and they're the ones that do the destruction. The mothership itself doesn't fire anything.
All right, the Millennium Falcon versus the Milano from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh God, the Millennium Falcon, hands down.
Really?
Yeah.
But the ship from Guardians of the Galaxy has much more battery power.
Yeah, but the Millennium Falcon has got more maneuvering power. It can list gently to the left.
Didn't you see when it went to nowhere? I mean, that thing had great maneuverability.
Yeah, I'll go with the Millennium Falcon.
I'm going with the Milano. All right. Red 5 versus Eagle 5 from Spaceballs.
It depends which pilot. Are we talking Red 5 from Rogue One? Because it would be Eagle 5. Or are we talking Red 5 from A New Hope? Because then it would be, Red 5 from Hope. There's two different Red 5s you got to remember. First, Rogue One would definitely lose, but the A New Hope one would definitely win.
The Eagle 5 would always go from suck to blow. So, Red 5, hands down. Malevolence versus the Goa'uld Hatak from Stargate.
Sorry, give me the two options again.
Malevolence?
Yeah.
Or the Goa'uld Hatak from Stargate?
I'll go with Malevolence.
I'm going to have to go with Malevolence too, as we know it. Speed Race through the Kessel Run, the Millennium Falcon, or the Heart of Gold from Hitchhiker's to the, Guide to the Galaxy.
It's got to be Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
It's going to be the Heart of Gold.
Yeah,
That thing.
It can be whatever it wants. So it would get through. It's got a reality drive, for Christ's sakes. It would just appear at one end, and that it would go in at the start and then just appear at the other end. The Millennium Falcon would actually have to do the Kessel Run. The Heart of God would just use its reality drive to go from one side to the other instantaneously. So yeah, it wins hands down.
All right, and an AT-AT. I don't know if you know the other one.
Yeah, you got AT-AT versus an AT-AT-ST. Yeah, I know what an AT-AT is.
No. The other one that's coming up. An AT-AT versus the entire cast of Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I don't know Twisted Metal.
It was a PlayStation game where all these cars had rockets and it was fun.
If it's multiple vehicles that can fire ordnance, then and it's one AT-AT, I'll go with the multiple vehicles that have multiple ordnance.
Yeah, if it's the entire cast, definitely. If it's just that clown mobile or ice cream truck or whatever it is, the AT-AT definitely steps on it and wins. So, all right. Nabokov fan redeems some channel points and says, what on earth would need to happen for Supreme Leader Kylo to get his ship in the game, the TIE Whisperer? Yoda, what would the dark side equivalent of Han's Falcon be? So, the TIE Whisperer, I'm still looking for the TIE Phantom to come to the game, or the TIE Defenders that Thrawn was building. I would love to see those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those that I predicted they would come to the game back in 2019 at the beginning of back at the beginning of 2019. I predicted those things would kick in.
So, what would the equivalent of Han's Millennium Falcon be, though? The equivalent, not the rival Hellenics. Hellenics says Slave One.
Equivalent dark side. It'd have to be.
It's the Devastator. Let me just look up something here. I apologize for the clickies. Because the Devastator is essentially the same type of oh no, that's not what I'm looking for.
What? It's a YT. It's a YT class freighter.
Right, the YT class freighter. There was a ship in X-Wing that was a lot like the Falcon. It had a turret. It was clunky.
What model was it? I mean, the Falcon's a YT 1800, I think. Do you know what model it was?
I'm looking that up right now.
Just find YT model freighters, and then Wikipedia would tell you if there was a bad guy flying a YT class freighter.
It wasn't a YT though.
Right. Oh, sorry, it wasn't a YT.
Okay, it was a VT. It was a VT 49 Decimator. I was close with Devastator.
Okay.
The VT 49 Decimator. It no longer is used in the game that much.
I would say the ship from Allegiance, because it's kind of dark side, because it's basically flown by a bunch of rogue stormtroopers, but technically they're loyal to what the Empire was, not what it became. So, it's a bunch of stormtroopers that fell for the propaganda, and when they realized the Empire was evil, they, went rogue. But that was I don't know if they gave the ship a name. I honestly don't know. I'll have to find out.
Here it is. It was the Decimator was flown by Morna Key in the Aftermath books.
All right. Okay.
So that's why it comes to mind.
Yeah, I never read I still haven't read the Chuck Wendig trilogy from 2015. It was 2014 to 2016. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It was the mid-teens, wasn't it?
It was the mid-teens. That is correct. Had CG not released a Scimitar, that'd be a good Dark Side legendary to release now with Maul coming. That is also true.
Yeah, but the Scimitar's not really a freighter. It's a carrier. It's definitely a people carrier, but I wouldn't put it on par with a freighter like the Falcon.
Yeah. Well, we are going to wrap it up there. Neil, any final words as I'm looking for somebody for us to raid?
No, I will try and stream my GAC, but the packing has got me so backed up at the moment, and to be honest, I'm not getting much opposition. I mean, I did my round 1 in like 20 minutes the other day, so
we got a lot of people that are we got a lot of people to choose from. I'm gonna let you do the choice here. We got Heinze, Gridden, Fortmort, Tassanex.
Oh, we've not done Fortmort in a while. You say Fortmort?
I did say Fortmort.
Yeah, we've not done Fortmort in a while. Let's do Fortmort.
All right. We'll send some people on over to Fortmort here. So, all right. With that being said, guys, it's an absolute pleasure to do this show week in and week out. Thank you so much for all of the support today. You guys
rock.
You guys rock, and they're saying thank you isn't enough. If you are a sub now because of Big Country Mags going crazy, you're invited to the after party. If you want to support the show in in another way, we do have our Patreon. You're welcome to join us if you're a Patreon as well in the after show. Plus, you get to ask us Patreon only questions without spending channel points. It's a great thing. That being said, guys, thank you very much. Be nice to each other, damn it. We'll see you guys next week with SB Crumb as our special guest. Neil, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.